In the past, I've strongly defended Amy Duggar against critics calling her famey, criticizing her for using her connections to the Duggars to start a country music career, selling clothes from her clothing store on the name of her Duggar family, and speaking to countless gossip columns and magazines constantly about the Duggars.
For any question for anyone out there that is a lawyer, aka Derek, once a show is canceled, does that mean that if anyone has signed an NDA, is that canceled as well, since there is no show to protect? Just a question.
But now I realize my defense of Amy was 100% wrong.
19 kids and counting with the Duggar family. A rebel Duggar tells all. Amy hasn't changed much. So this is Amy Duggar King. She now has her own family. She's married. She was just recently in the documentary about the Duggar family, exposing their secrets. It was just recently released on Prime. Well, the Duggars aren't very happy about it, and they released a statement. Amy had something to say about their statement, and here it is.
Newsflash, if you would have gotten Josh the real, true help that he needed a long time ago, actual therapy, we wouldn't be in this mess.
In Amy's latest social media reach for attention, she fully unmasks her seemingly fake concern that she's tried to show in the past for Josh Duggar's wife.
Okay. We have news. Big news. We saw Anna.
So, are you an Anna Duggar stalker now, Amy? I mean, I thought she was a member of your family. Amy's past social media posts about the Duggars really just state the seemingly obvious. Like, being a pedophile is bad. We should protect kids. My family shouldn't have let bad things happen. All very standard old news stuff that any person on the street could tell you regarding the Duggar family. And it's usually statements that are very on par with the general sentiment that's going on around her. It's rare that you would ever find someone who supports CSAM and therefore disagrees with Amy Duggar's posts. But lately, I've watched Amy doing a bunch of chaotic, self-centered things with her social media accounts that do not in any way benefit anyone but herself. And now, she's decided to state the obvious once again, in the most self-centered, look at me way possible.
I was hugging my friend's mom, and I looked up, and she was literally a couple inches away from me.
So Amy basically goes on to state here that she hasn't seen Anna or talked to her in several years, which is not the indication she's given when she provides all of these interviews to magazines and other YouTubers. She definitely portrays herself as a family insider.
We were at a friend's visitation that passed. Y'all, what does she look like, Mom?
I'm sorry, but Amy's entire attitude here really irks me. Like, wow, look at me, I'm about to spill some tea about my friend's funeral and how I ran into a woman who recently lost her husband because he went to prison for accessing CSAM. Nothing about this is exciting or fun or something to be jazzed about putting on your social media. It's gross, and you look like a stalker.
Oh my gosh. She looked so angry.
She looked
furious.
So ticked at the world.
If I were Anna Duggar, honestly, I'd be really ticked at the world. I'd be sad and angry and lonely and a ball of really hard emotions, and now I'm at my friend's funeral and cousin Amy is coming up to me with her fake ass grin, acting like she cares. Yeah, I would probably not have the best look on my face either. I do feel bad for Deanna here, who's Amy's mom, and I think does come off as much more concerned and worried about the whole situation. But in my opinion, Amy is all about the social media aspect and attention for this post.
And she's obviously right there in front of me. So I was like, oh, like completely startled by the fact that she was literally, I'm seeing her face after years, you guys.
Okay, Amy, so are you admitting then you really don't have much of a relationship and haven't for years with this woman? Then why would she want to talk to you, confide in you, be around you when it comes to the most devastating, horrible thing that's ever happened to her and her children? It doesn't make sense. You're basically like a stranger in many ways, trying to approach her, and she's likely thinking, are you just after information to share on your TikTok account? Well, guess what? She was right if that's what she was thinking.
And I said, Anna, and I kind of patted her back, and she said, just give me space.
I'm not sure if that's just Amy's perception of the way Anna said that line, but that's actually something I've heard people say before when you're trying to comfort them or there's been some kind of major loss, like even at a funeral, like, I need space. I can't talk about it right now. I just need space. People say and do, they have that kind of reaction to tragedies in their lives. So, I mean, she wanted space from you. I really can't blame her, especially since right now you just ran straight to your social media to shout out to the world every tiny little minuscule thing that happened in this small, seemingly once in a lifetime interaction you had with Anna Duggar.
She said, we gave her space. We walked away.
I gave her space. I didn't make it a big deal. Yep, nope, you didn't hug her. And I walked away. So you guys, she knows that I've been talking about her.
That's sad. I mean, why are you smirking and kind of being like, hey guys, she knows? Yeah, I mean, that's a sad situation. She's stuck in one of the saddest situations I have ever heard of. I mean, am I alone in this? To be a woman who was raised to marry a man like Josh Duggar and then to find out he's a complete nightmare, but to want to believe with all your heart that he isn't because you have a bunch of children with him and you're completely reliant on him and his family. I mean, that seems like a hell on earth that Anna Duggar is being forced to live in.
And how I've been trying to reach her, right? She obviously knows that I'm putting this out there that Anna, like, you don't have to be alone in this. We're here for you. We're here to protect your children, all of that.
Really? Are you really ready to have Anna and all of her children move into your house with you, provide bedrooms for them, help them out financially? Because it seems to me that Without a Crystal Ball has been talking a lot about how you and your husband are struggling financially, Amy. And I don't have a problem with that. We all struggle financially. I think it's sad that Katie Joy released all this information about you and your financials. But it is interesting to me that your response is like, come on, Anna, no big deal. We've been willing to help all this time. Are you really willing to help, or is that lip service? And does Anna know that there are a lot of people out there willing to provide lip service, but when it comes down to it, are you actually willing to step up to the plate and be financially and emotionally available to her and her kids? My guess is probably not, and I'll talk more about this a little bit later.
But y'all,
We love Anna. We love children. We want them to get help. We want them to be free. And this crazy nut, Bill Gothard.
Poor Deanna. She's the one who truly seems like moved and concerned here. I'm sure she has her own issues regarding the Duggars and her brother and everything that's happened. But yeah, I mean, Amy continues to go on like this is all about the filming.
I'm telling you. So she made it clear tonight, though, that she does not want our help. Mm-mm. She does not care for our help, and that she's going to do whatever Anna does.
And there was
This video has only proved to me, Amy, and I hope to a lot of people who watch you, that you don't know what Anna does. You don't even really know her. We all have a lot of concerns about Anna and her children. You know, many of us have stood up and said we're concerned about whether or not the kids have been properly vetted to see that they're okay. No one can disagree with you on all of this, but to be a member of that family and to continually hop on social media and quote unquote spill all this tea about your family, this is not living room fodder. Anna is in a heartbreaking and heart-wrenching position. The kind of position I hope you and no one else that I care about or is in my family will ever have to face.
Little girl with her that was crying, just bawling
her eyes out.
I don't know if it's one of
I don't know if it was Jennifer or if it was her oldest daughter. I'm not sure, but she was.
So there was a young girl right next to you, a member of your family that was either Anna's daughter, her oldest daughter, or one of your cousins, Jennifer, and you couldn't tell who it was. That's how well you know these people. That's how well you know what goes on inside this house. I think this has been brought up many times over and over again, and I've kind of been like, oh, just leave Amy alone. But it's becoming more and more obvious to me that Amy knows so little, has so little involvement in what's going on here, yet she continues to appear on every interview in every magazine, constantly talking about what people quote unquote want to know about the Duggars. But guess what? She doesn't know anything.
Bawling her eyes out, and I didn't get it. She was like turning her head, so I couldn't really see who it was, but she was bawling her eyes out.
So this little girl was bawling her eyes out on Anna Duggar's shoulder. And then when you approached Anna, Anna said, just give me some space at a funeral. Could that be why she needed space? A little girl was bawling her eyes out on her shoulder and she was providing some kind of sympathy and empathy and help, unlike you. She was busy. She was busy with something. She's maybe in the throes of feeling sad about this funeral and everything that's going on in her life. Could that be what was going on with this girl? Because it seems to me you're kind of like snarkily insinuating that, you know, this girl was a total mess, probably because Josh Duggar did something to her. I mean, I just feel that this entire social media post is disgusting.
And tomorrow's the funeral, right?
Tomorrow is the funeral, so I bet the whole family will be there.
Will be there tomorrow.
But you know, you guys, I will never stop trying to defend children and try to protect children.
Amy, there's not a person in this world who isn't going to say that they will do everything they can to try to defend and protect children. But here's how you, in real life, with real actions that don't have anything to do with your stupid social media posts, are not defending or protecting children. Let's go down this rabbit hole. So a little bit after Amy Duggar posted this TikTok without a crystal ball, and it could have been any gossip columnist, but it's always without a crystal ball, says that she called Amy Duggar and spoke to her about it. And Without a Crystal Ball made this post. She says that Amy was shook about Anna's behavior. As Without a Crystal Ball has posted for years, Anna has been lashing out and wicked to anyone that tries to help her or her kids. This is not proven. This is a bunch of gossip that Katie Joy has been talking about for quite a while. But Amy's little TikTok has now given Without a Crystal Ball greater permission in her own mind to be able to talk a bunch of shit about Anna Duggar. Katie goes on to say, Anna is not having it and refuses to listen to anyone who tries to help her leave Josh. Again, this cannot be proven. She is rude and cruel to people. Katie, you are making statements that we've had no one come forward as a direct source and state in a way that all of us can actually see that this person has a real relationship with Anna. And if she is rude and cruel right now, could it possibly have to do with, I don't know, being severely depressed, concerned, worried, having severe anxiety about her life, her children, and what God is going to do to her because of all these beliefs that she has? Katie says Amy and Deanna want to free the kids from the cult and their pedo dad, but Anna doesn't care. Anna is complicit and angry. She is ruthless. She's not a mouse and not a flower, and the media spinning Anna as a wallflower is false. To go on with this rhetoric. Without a Crystal Ball speaks in the comments back and forth with her subscribers, talking about how CPS should be contacted, the kids need to be interviewed, why haven't the children been removed from the house? And this is where I want to state that Amy Duggar King, you are not helping Anna's children by superficially speaking out on social media so that you can push some kind of narrative that someone like Without a Crystal Ball completely runs off the reins with, all about how these kids are in danger and probably should be removed or assessed for removal from Anna's care. As someone who has assisted with countless sexual assault forensic examinations, specifically focused on pediatric patients, I can state first and foremost that CPS has a whole scientific and legal way of dealing with these families and these children. No, you will not, as a member of the public, be made aware of what kind of interviews and interventions they are participating in, because that's none of your business. And people like Amy Duggar King and Katie Joy Paulson have no idea what it takes to try to help and work with people in these kind of real crises. It's not sitting behind a computer and making a video. In situations like this, things are rarely ever black and white. A person is rarely ever all good or all bad. I have worked extensively with children who have been SA'd by parents, and they still so badly desire a relationship with that parent because they still love them. You have no idea what goes on behind the scenes in truly putting on your big girl pants every day and going in and helping and working with families like this. Amy Duggar King, for you to speak out about Anna in this way and give people like Without a Crystal Ball more fodder to run with, you are harming and putting in danger Anna and her children. For me, there is no question that what you are doing with your social media posts, it's just a way of bringing yourself more attention and being like, look at me, pat me on the back. I don't believe children should be abused. No one does, Amy. We get it. Lastly, I want to mention that my work has also led me down a rabbit hole of being severely critical and concerned about the foster care system. What is going to happen to Anna's kids if they're taken away from her? I can tell you that going to foster care is usually only a good option when there are no good options. So it's important for me to state that Amy Duggar and Katie Joy Paulson from Without a Crystal Ball, as well as the many people who were commenting on the videos that were made about this and saying these kids should be removed, why haven't they been removed? You do not know the reality of how these things work. There are many times that CPS does the wrong thing. It's really hard to make these decisions. But it's not for someone like me, who's totally uninvolved, someone like Amy or Katie Joy, who also is really at a distance. Amy's at a distance from this family, to claim that they know what is best. You are so lucky, Amy Duggar King, that you grew up in the household that you grew up in, that you weren't one of the girls over in the Duggar family growing up like Anna or Jana or Jill. You're lucky for what you have. And I hope that you find another way to make your social media lucrative for you and stop talking about the Duggar girls. Thank you to all of my subscribers who are still here at the end of this intense video. I hope that you'll leave some comments below. I would love to hear what you have to say. I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me because people are pretty angry with Anna right now, but I had to speak out. I am going to try to go live about this because I would love to chat with you about all of it on Sunday evening, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday evening. I hope to see all of you there so that we can chat about what Amy has to say about Anna and the way that gossip columns, like my own channel, kind of contribute to the fodder around all of this. Thank you so much for heading down this rabbit hole with me tonight. I hope you'll join me again next time. Okay, before I sign out, I just want to place a video. At the end of this video, it's a TikTok from someone who has an account on TikTok and claims that Amy Duggar King cheated her small business. This happened like a couple of months ago, and I found it really interesting because the creator basically says that Amy Duggar King reached out to her asking for some free products, some free tumblers that the creator would make and put her children's name on them. The creator sent them to her, but the idea was they would be free because she would make a social media post about them. According to the creator, Amy never made the social media post and then really treated the creator like crap when she confronted her about it. It's a small business, and the woman says like she was really frustrated and hurt by the whole experience. And this kind of sums up for me what I think is going on with Amy Duggar King. I don't like this word, but I think this is like the perfect example of what's going on. It's almost like Amy has become a grifter. She's out here looking for a bunch of freebies, trying to make money, trying to rile up support, fans, more social media following. She will talk to anyone, go anywhere, say and do anything to get the money that she needs. Please join me Sunday evening so we can talk about this further. Have a great night, folks.
He flew off the handle. She goes, "You got scammed? Honey, your lid was glued shut. It looks like you epoxied that tumbler with the lid still on it." Like, does she not know how tumblers are made? You physically cannot epoxy a tumbler with the lid on it. The tumbler goes on a tumbler spinner. Here's the cup. The spinner holds it by the inside of the cup. What? And I said, "Can you send me a picture of what you're talking about?" She wouldn't do it. Then I said, since you're unhappy with it, just send it back to me. She then said, "No, I'm not sending it back." And she threw in there that it had her son's name on it. So, and she said, "Good luck," or something like that. Meaning, I'm screwed. I made it for her. I put her son's name on it. She's saying I can't resell it. So she first said the cup was beautiful and she loved it. And then whenever she didn't hold up her end of the deal, she said it was terrible, bad quality. It was glued together. She said her husband had to take a floor tool to pry it apart. She's freaking bullcrap. She never would show the evidence of that. When she did send me a video, it was on Instagram, so I can't pull it up now. But she just showed the cup. She spun the cup around, showed me all the details on the cup like I didn't already know what it looks like. I was asking to see, I wanted to see her try to take the lid off. She wouldn't do it. I knew she was full of crap anyway, but I just wanted to call her on her bluff, Then she said, she kept saying she wasn't going to send it back, wasn't going to pay me for it. She was telling me to let it go, and she was pretty much saying she wasn't going to advertise it because she didn't like it. And she makes thousands of dollars promoting people every year. And with a net worth of $5 million and her husband, there's no telling what his net worth is also. I don't see why she couldn't have paid for the cup to begin with. Long story short, she wasn't going to do it. The only way I actually got her to post a somewhat advertisement for me was to